everyone, it's Jen. I hope you're all having a nice beginning of spring. The weather around here has started to really improve and I'm really excited about that. It feels good to get outside and just feel some warm breeze. We still have our cold days here, but like just even a few days of like weather in the 60s, it feels fantastic and it really does kind of lift the spirits. I've never thought of myself as an outdoorsy person or someone who's like really influenced by the seasons, but I guess now that I'm getting older and especially after this whole pandemic thing, I just really appreciate spring coming, even though my allergies do not. I just wanted to throw out this update that I have been working on a little side project. This is a sort of a little side story, little parody. I guess it could check a number of different boxes. In some ways it's also a prequel to Soul Union. I got this idea from reading a lot of light novels. I've been trying to be a little bit more concise, a little bit more clear and direct in my writing, and it's something that I feel like I really struggle with. So I started reading some light novels just to kind of get more used to that narrative style of writing, and I've come to really appreciate, a lot of, I guess, the strengths of that genre, especially as a casual reader and as like a full-time working mom. Like, it's kind of great to just be able to jump into something that's just a super casual read. So I sort of wanted to try my own hand in the genre a little bit. It's probably not gonna be the best, but I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with the isekai genre as a whole. It's probably way overdone by now, but here I am, late to the party. I just really appreciate this genre, especially during like this time, the pandemic. I think we're all probably like looking for a little bit of that extra escapism in our lives. So yeah, I thought it might be kind of fun to explore one of my characters who was not very well explored in the first game, that being the antagonist Noctis. And so I am working on this little side project. It's got a pretty long title. It's called I've Transmigrated as the Supreme Villainess, but I don't know what the fuck to do. So I'm just gonna refer to it as ITSV for short. And yeah, here's a little bit of just test footage of me setting up my just general kind of functionality of the game. I really liked the map location style of storytelling that I did in Soul Union, especially in Chapter 3. I feel like that's when I really kind of found my stride. I like using the player's choice of locations to sort of direct the story and give the player some agency, as opposed to just interrupting the flow of dialogue with random questions. Or I guess it wouldn't be random questions, but questions that would direct the story, or having just a kinetic novel. Like, I just really like having the player choose actions and choose locations as a way of kind of directing the story and giving them agency, as opposed to like constantly throwing out a bunch of like dialogue choices that I feel like sort of interrupt the flow of story. So I knew immediately that I just wanted to kind of jump into that right away this time, instead of having like this setup like I did with the garden in the first game. And we'll see how it goes. I also decided to implement something of a mission system so that the player would have a little bit more clear directive as to kind of what they can try to do within the structure of the game. And I decided I was going to throw in a bunch of like little silly missions there too, so most of them are going to be completely optional, but hopefully will be kind of fun. And I'm going to have an inventory system and the map system, and there's probably going to be like a fourth screen option as well that may have something to do with tracking how the characters are perceiving the protagonist or how your relationships are building with those characters, but I haven't completely committed to that yet. So we'll probably be looking for some alpha testers who can just help me kind of like test the functionality of the game and give me some feedback as to how their experience is overall. That was super useful when I was working on Soul Union, to have some testers before I launched the game and made it public. So if you're interested in that, please send me an email, and I would love to give you access to the private build and site. Please do not contact me if you're only planning on like playing it. I really do need some feedback that can help me refine the game to make it a better experience. So if you're just kind of more curious and you just want to play, please do wait until I have a more polished experience available when I make the game public. I won't wait until the game is finished to do that. It'll probably be kind of like in a demo phase, at least in a beta phase, before I release it to the public. I did decide to go ahead and make some new art assets, although you can see that I've reused a lot of the same GUI assets from the first game. I was hoping that I would be able to reuse sprites, but the whole tone of the story is much more lighthearted and silly, and I really didn't have the range of expressions from the first game that I wanted to use. So I decided to go ahead and make kind of an easier production value of sprites for this game, since it is kind of just a parody game. So I went with a two-tone cell style coloring and no animation this time around, just to make the whole process a little bit more streamlined and a little faster. I hope that this is something that anybody who's following me would be interested in. Hope that they would have fun with it. And yeah, I am just sort of in the mood with the spring coming and everything to just do something just a little bit ridiculous, I guess. So thanks for viewing this video, and I hope you have some nice weather and that you are enjoying yourself the best you can while being safe. And yeah, thanks for your support. Enjoy that process. Bye now.